To that as soon as we can. But first, let's go to Steve Malloy. He's the author of Green Hell. Steve.
Hey, Glenn.
All I can think of is nobody is noticing that this is a massive power grab by the federal government.
Yeah, I'm completely amazed. I mean, even conservative media has really dropped the ball in favor of Michael Jackson coverage. This is the most significant piece of legislation that will happen in our lifetimes. This completely rewrites the American dream, the American standard of living. Is all bad for most of America. And unless people wake up and stop this in the Senate, we are all going to be in for a world of hurt.
Okay, let's just go through some of this. Right now, we're having a housing crisis. America, just think this one through. And this is why you have to ask yourself, why is this happening? We're in the middle of a housing crisis. Everybody is saying, oh my gosh, what are we going to do? We got to sell these houses. We got to get mortgages moving. We got to get everybody buying and selling again. And yet, in this bill, correct me if I'm wrong, Steve, you now, before you have to sell your house or can sell your house, you need to have a federal agency come in and inspect it to make sure it's energy efficient enough. And if it's not, you need to put the money in it before you can sell it.
Right. They're going to come in your home. They're going to look at your windows, your doors, your appliances, your hot water heater, your insulation, and give you a rating. And based on that rating, we're going to find out how hard it is to sell homes. Don't forget that they're also going to federalize building codes. And the way they're going to do that is that if local communities want federal money, they're going to have to, their building codes are going to have to conform to the federal government's. So the whole process is just becoming...
Wait. Which is conforming to California, the one that's collapsing.
Right.
It's conforming to the standards of California that they can't afford. I mean, I swear to you, Steve, I don't think I could design, if I were an enemy of our country, I don't think I could design a better way to collapse this country than what we've done in the last 6 months. Really, the last 8. I got to jump on the George Bush bandwagon as well. The last 8, well, no, what the hell? The last 4 years. It started a long time ago, but the last 8 months have been insane.
Oh yeah, there's no question about that, and I think it's all it's all part of the plan. I mean, they have just shoved so much on Republican lawmakers that they just can't digest it all. And this last insult that you brought up, how this 300-page amendment was dropped on Republicans at 3 a.m. in the morning. Joe Barton was on the floor during the debate trying to get a copy, and the Democrats wouldn't give him one. And so in the end, everyone voted on something they hadn't seen.
Well, tell me about water rationing that's in this bill.
Right. Well, the federal government is.
You're laughing. Is it because you just otherwise you hang yourself?
I'll look bad crying, I guess. Yeah. The federal government is going to incentivize manufacturers of water-saving devices so that if you sell a device that, say, turns off after 3 minutes in the shower, the federal government is going to subsidize your sales of those. And there's one of these things called the Shower Manager on the internet right now. And on their website, they advertise it as the shower Nazi. And this is what America is in for with this, with cap and trade and this whole Waxman-Markey bill. This is all about controlling every part of our life, even taking a shower.
We have to reduce our use on coal and fossil fuels by 20%. What happens if we can? Because there's no way we're going to. Really, we're gonna replace 20% with wind. They're not gonna allow us to have nuclear. With nukes, we could do it, but with wind and solar, we're gonna have to reduce it. What happens if we don't hit that?
Well, this is more than a cap on greenhouse gas emissions. This is really a cap on energy production, because if you have to have 20% of your electricity generated by wind and solar, well, that means that only 80% can be generated by coal and nuclear and natural gas. Well, what if we need more energy than that? And what if solar and wind can't produce it? Then we're kind of in an energy box, and then you get energy rationing.
Candles they worked they were good enough for the founding fathers. Why not?
I don't know what the CO2 emissions are.
Oh, jeez. Thanks a lot, Steve. I appreciate it.